James G here with Tarpley Music in Fort Worth, Texas. And if you need to find us at night or any other time, you sure can. Just go to tarpleymusic.com. You can check us out there. So I've got another Martin SC guitar. So if you're not familiar with this series, Martin has the series, the SC. The predecessors to this were the SC10 and the SC13. Essentially what it is, it's an offset S13, which is it hits right here kind of close to the 13 fret is where it hits the body. But it's an offset, and if you see, it's got a special neck system here where there's no heel, and you can go way up on this neck. So this is called the Sure-Align Linear Dovetail Neck Joint. Yeah, Sure-Align system. That's the easier way to say it. But and so even though in one video, the SC10, I said, oh, it's kind of like a bolt-on, and I got on the Martin website and talks. It is not a bolt-on. It's like, okay, cool. So I didn't mean it was a bolt-on neck, but it does have it's not a complete glue only, right, neck joint or anything like that. You can actually, it's got a screw here, and then this one here actually sets the tension of that. And this has to be exactly 25 pounds, I believe, of torque, so to make sure that it's perfect. Now, the beauty of this thing, not only being able to get way up the neck like that, it'd be easy to replace if you need to, but if you look in here, there's actually a black shim above the serial number if you look in the sound hole. So what they did is they set it up there with the exact amount of shim that it needs to stay exactly where it is when it has the correct torquage. All right, and so that, boom, that shim just slides in there, and so that is... And so, in other words, if someone wanted to switch it, you would have to switch that shim in there and have Martin reset it up for a different shim if you want a different, ultimately a different setup. Not tweaking, but an ultimate setup. So that's the difference with the SC series. But other than that, with the SC-28, now they've given you the D8 quality woods. So complete Indian rosewood back and sides. Can't go wrong with Indian rosewood on acoustic, first of all. So now they're taking their concept and giving you the primo woods with it. So it's still spruce top. It is an ebony bridge with as well as a ebony fretboard, and it's a compensated bone saddle. Also a bone nut there, and the neck itself, if you look it up there, it does say select hardwood. And they colored it in a dark mahogany, so I'm not real sure exactly what that wood is. It would have been the best hardwood they had at the time to make these necks. But ebony fretboard, 16-inch radius, with all that, I couldn't really, didn't matter. I think it plays and sounds fantastic there. And so this is the low-profile velocity neck with a high-performance taper. So extremely comfortable. It's a little bit thinner in the hand. I think it's comfortable for both chords and single-note playing. So I think they nailed it there. And then, of course, we're just going to put some icing on the cake. So you've got a matching East Indian rosewood head plate with some really cool nickel open gear tuners with the old butterbean knobs, which are just really, really cool looking, but hold extremely well. These are very great tuners, very high ratio on the tunage there. And so that is the guitar in itself with the new Sure-Align system. So if you're a guy who has to play a lot of leads at a lot of acoustic gigs like me, a lot of times I'll do song swaps or I'm playing for an artist and he wants to stay acoustic, man, it just is so comfortable up here without that heel. So the last thing they do is they do have electronics in them. Now, according to Martin website, there's actually two options for it. There's the Fishman or a VT blend, which this particular one has. There's also an LR Baggs Anthem. So the pickup you'll be hearing when we play direct today is the Fishman or a VT blend. And the reason it's a blend is it does have a blend knob that can blend between a couple of spots in the guitar. We're just going to play it right in the middle so you get an idea of just what the guitar sounds like itself. But you have some tweaking there, and of course you have your like high roll off tone knob as well to tweak on some of that. So we're going to mic it up, some really good mics, and we're going to do it direct. We're going to do a combination of that. I'm going to kind of play a little bit with fingers as well as a pick and try to give you an idea of what this thing really can sound like, kind of just generally speaking all the way around. And of course, what I can't do is I can't show you how well it plays. You have to feel that for yourself, of course. But maybe with this video, you'll get enough interest. You want to put one in your hands because they feel really, really great. And so we will see, what does this thing sound like? All right, so we've heard this guitar mic'd up and direct on its own, but I'm wondering what would it sound like if I threw it in a mix with the song I did before? Well, let's find out. All right, hit it, boys. All right, so Martin SC-28E, all right? Gorgeous sounding guitar right off the bat. Whether it's plugged in or not, just sitting in this room, it sounds like a great spruce and Indian rosewood guitar. So you can't go wrong with that. So the real big thing for me is if you wanting that kind of a sound, but you want a better playability maybe for faster playing or lead playing or stuff like that, it's kind of a no-brainer to try this to see. And even with the SC10s and 13s, they play very similar. It's a very similar setup, just not the primo woods that you're getting in this animal. So don't feel like this is your only option with this type, right? Martin does have a couple other models. This is really their flagship model of this with the woods and everything like that. So it's... when I first saw these, I kind of thought, I'm like, okay, well, they're going to cut a lot of this thing here, so it's going to cut a lot out of the body, but it really doesn't, because you can see it's really off, right? So the guitar right here has just got a bigger bowl right here. So all that sound, it's still there. It's just been shifted over a little bit. Even strumming it right next to me, I still feel that rosewood moving quite well, and it's just a standard tone tension, like a nice Martin X brace, which is what you expect on a high-end Martin like that. So they sound great. It plays really great. It's a very interesting guitar. There is, it really is a different animal, especially from a playing standpoint. And so I think it's cool for them to kind of go out of a traditional way of looking at how they've looked at guitars forever, you know, and try to get something that's got just kind of a different feel for players. So come on down, check one out. I hope you really like this video, got some interest in the Martin SCs. Like I said, we do have a 10 video out there if you want to see one of its predecessors, and I think there's a comparison video we did of the 10 and the 13 kind of each other. Please go check those out. And to help you check those out, you could subscribe to the channel, and then you would know where they are. I'm just saying. And then you can like this one. You can go like those. You see a pattern going here, right? 3-in-1 videos there. So we'd love for you to subscribe with us. And, of course, we're doing videos and dropping videos constantly all the time. So if you'd like us to notify you, we can, because you can hit that little bell right there and turn on notifications. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one.